Welcome to SMCV. It was Albert Einstein who once said, if you want to know the future, look at the past. So to best understand SMCV and what we can do for you, we need to briefly go back in time and understand the evolution of communication and how you've communicated your resume. It's taken us 300,000 years since we first evolved in sub-Saharan Africa to develop the ability to publicly post a text-based resume. For most of that 300,000 years, we had no meaningful global language. We had no written word, and our only way of communicating was limited to the distance that we could grunt or shout. Gestures, grunting, and shouting served us well for 250,000 years. No language, no written word, and guided all of our physical and cultural evolution until the first cave paintings in Spain somewhere around 64,000 BC. That tradition of images held for 60,000 years, until the written word was invented by the Sumerians in 3400 BC. We waited another 5,000 years, until 1440 AD, only 600 years ago, for Gutenberg's printing press. And with the widespread distribution of the written word, things began to happen much more quickly. The typewriter was invented 400 years later in 1868. Then 100 years after the printing press, in 1964, Xerox invented the fax machine. Email followed very quickly in 1991, and then two innovations took hold right away in 1992, Adobe's PDF standard and Michael Littman's MIME standard that allowed us to attach files to emails. Just 5 years later, in 1997, social media was created by Andrew Weinrich when he launched 6 Degrees, the world's first social media platform. And finally, LinkedIn, for our purposes, was created in 2002, where you likely post your digital, but still text-based resume today. The gist of this summary is simple. We spent 250,000 years talking and drawing, and it's only in the last 50,000 years that we've learned to write, type, email, and post a written resume online. The written word is a very small part of our evolution. The vast majority of our evolution has been defined by oral tradition, from grunting through eloquence, and by art, from cave paintings through to the Sistine Chapel. The written word has been responsible for our cultural progress, but art and the oral tradition are very much our roots in communication. At the same time as the written word reached its pinnacle of effectiveness and distribution in the early 2000s, a simultaneous de-evolution to our evolutionary roots in oral tradition and cave paintings was being popularized with digital streaming. In 1997, hosted video services were invented by Chase Norland with the launch of Share Your World. 7 years later, in 2004, Facebook was launched, and only 1 year later, in 2005, social media took a massive leap forward with Chen, Hurley, and Karam's launch of the video streaming service YouTube, now owned by Google. In the past 20 years, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and other photo hosting and streaming video peers have all but taken over the world of communication. The recipe for the success of streaming video is simple. It's a technology-empowered de-evolution of communication back to our evolutionary roots. Streaming video is so successful because it takes us back to our oldest and most powerful methods of communication, reinforced by 300,000 years of evolutionary history. Social media videos, at their core, aren't much more than the ancient oral tradition of first-person storytelling accompanied by high-definition digital cave paintings. We're programmed by evolution and our internal dopamine regulation systems to pay close attention to voice and to pay close attention to video. We just can't help ourselves. The written word, however powerful, in the form of magazines and newspapers, are in critical decline. Social media platforms dedicated to streaming video continue to ascend in influence, power, and profitability. That evolution of streaming video on social media has been so powerful because, given our evolution, voice and video are more visceral, more effective, and more powerful than text. What YouTube, TikTok, and other streaming video platforms have done is to leverage technology and algorithms to dramatically improve the creation and distribution of our oldest and most powerful communication tools, the tools of voice and video, that drove our evolution for 300,000 years. There is a lesson here in that history if you care to learn and profit from it. As a professional and as a job seeker, You can understand this evolution towards mass distribution of video streaming, and you can profit from it professionally. Or you can remain in the text-based world of the past, along with magazines and newspapers. SMCV stands for Social Media Curriculum Vitae. We're the next step in the evolution of your resume, delivering a more visceral and powerful version of your professional story. Up until now, you've been using older text-based methods to reach potential employers, and you've likely been using your social media networks for distraction, or news, or basic networking. Yet the most effective method of spreading information is indisputably the text-free, media-rich, audio-visual context of social media platforms where we see, hear, and feel our experiences emotionally instead of reading them. While nothing will entirely replace text-based platforms, and you will always have a text-based resume, streaming video and social media is both today and tomorrow. Text, while essential, is yesterday. Your text-based resume is yesterday. SMCV will take your traditional text-based resume and turn it into a social media integrated streaming video that can be far more effective than text alone. We'll leverage today's evolved inclination to seek information through social media streaming video, using images from your resume, your own lived experience, and our image database to create a rich video that differentiates you as a candidate as you're competing with other candidates, as you're communicating with headhunters, as you're communicating with hiring managers and human resources professionals. You will be different. You will be now. And you will be new. What you'll receive from SMCV is a QR code and hyperlink linking directly to the streaming video. Your streaming video QR code and hyperlink can be immediately posted to your own socials and can be forwarded instantly by friends, family, and your professional network to their own socials, giving you unprecedented viral access to not only your network, but to your network's connected networks, significantly amplifying the reach of your professional message. Your SMCV, your social media curriculum vitae, can spread at the speed of light down a fiber optic cable. You may also receive, depending on the tier of service you choose, a psychometrics report that will provide you and prospective employers with soft skills insights, and 100 SMCV business cards with your contact details and your video QR code as you search for your new opportunity. So what is the return on investment for your personal social media curriculum vitae? Well, based on national averages for income, if you secure a new role only 2 days more quickly with your SMCV, or if your new offer is only 1% higher, your return on investment is pretty much immediately secured. We can't guarantee you the job that you want. No one can. Ultimately, only your skills and your lived experience can get you that perfect job. But at SMCV, we can substantially improve your chances of getting that interview, of getting that job, of getting a better offer, or getting a faster recovery from job loss by using technology and our understanding of the evolution of communication to differentiate you from other candidates, to make you a more effective competitor for your new role, to spread your message more quickly, and to make your professional message much more powerful. Good luck in your job search from the team at SMCV. Get in touch when you can, and we'll send you some free, detailed information on what you can expect from us at SMCV. Find us online at www.smcvpro.com or email us now at info@smcvpro.com.